BKB, Black Hole, Blood Angel captures 3. There's your Epicenter, there's your Blinking Sand King. Spot on, that's without even a Kunker cleave yet. Kunker.
Gonna try to go steal the Aegis. Right, Ravage, okay, nice Sonic Wave on everybody, team wipe from LGD, triple from a Queen of Pain, they get the Aegis! RTK runs back in though, that might be triple, oh the splat, Seven, he gets him with the splat!
Welcome back everybody to game number 2 of LGD versus IG. LGD, spoiler alert, take an absolutely epic game number 1, 70 minutes long against a massively far Morphling. They do, maybe not the impossible, but about as close as you get. And oh, by the way, IG had a Darkseer too, and LGD still overwhelmed them, get the pickoffs. I am LD of DotaCommentaries.com. Joining me, of course, is Luminous, my partner in crime, and together we are David and David. Lumi, how are you doing? Are you ready for game 2?
My body is not ready, but my mind is. So, I mean, you talked about impossible. It might not be impossible because it definitely was improbable, though, because Ferrari was playing the Invoker as well. Man, it's one of the best Invoker in the game. We had a pre-game chat about that. It wasn't enough. He's going to get Invoker again, but he has a Lone Druid this time. And Alacrity on that bear is pretty legit. But for now, it's Leshrac, Sand King, and Morphling as the answer. Of course, IG getting the yet another 60-second reserve time taken away from them, but they don't care. They just make a pick, and they're flying through the pick and ban stage.
Yeah, really flying through now. Again, IG took a while here to get into game 2, so again they will be penalized for the delay, plus the delay before game 1. So not as much reserve time to work with. In the end, some people jokingly said in the chat after that game, well, you could see that penalty really affecting them. No, of course, that didn't matter in the end. It was all about the individual execution, the team play, and just the position around the map. One big difference this time around is IG do have the Roshan advantage, being on the Dire side. But really what I want to talk about, Lumi, is this divergence in styles we're already seeing. IG, great lane controllers, strong early game laning heroes, but really no lockdown. And against a Morphling and a Sand King, this could be trouble. So very different approaches here. IG want to win their lanes. They want to push aggressively pretty early on. But they're not as concerned about having that initiation, having that hero killing potential as LGD.
Well, I think they could pick up their laning initiation in the next 2 picks. Shadow Shaman will be a very, very great choice. Shadow Demon will be a good choice as well. We saw how powerful that tri-lane is in the first game when we had disruption into Invoker Sunstrike and everything followed through. Now this time is going to be a little bit different considering that Enchantress is going to be in the jungle, so you're freeing up, you need another solo hero. But whatever solo they're picking right now, as well as a support, needs a lot of range as well as a lot of stuns for that Morphling to worry about. But, you know, last time what we learned is you don't really need that much stuns in the get-go. Just buy hexes.
Yeah, just
buy a hell of a lot of hexes.
Buy 3 hexes, have the game of 70 minutes. That Rubik that had a hex in, that was a tri-lane support Rubik in a lane that failed pretty horribly. But if the game goes 70 minutes, you're going to get the hexes. Well, LGD, they don't want to rely on those hexes, so they get a Tidehunter. This being a great AoE initiator. And for IG, they're not going to have a hard time taking a team fight now. If they're going to do it, it's going to be off the back of a superior early game, finding pickoffs, and that Lone Druid getting fat, because this is a lot of lockdown. And here we go. Another way for IG to try and have that strong early game. They pick up the Shadow Demon, good setup for the Invoker, but LGD reply with a Broodmother, and this is really going to spread up the map, open things up for a Morphling, and a Snap Pick Bounty Hunter. I'll let you talk about these, but 2 invisible heroes to round out the lineups for both teams.
I love the bounty hunter pickup against the Broodmother. It makes your ganks so much easier, and it really just kind of nullifies whatever laning stage you have. You could come out of the laning stage down by 3-4 kills, but as soon as that bounty hunter turns level 6, that track bounty gold, it's basically like, you know, money growing on trees. That's exactly how it is when you get kills. And looking forward for that track bounty gold to pull this stretch this goal difference in the favor of LGD.
Right, let's go ahead and introduce the players real quickly. We have Joe going to be playing that Lone Druid, playing that hard carry role. YYF going to be heading to the offlane as Bounty Hunter. Chuan going to be on the Enchantress. Ferrari on his signature Invoker. Although it didn't work last game, he still had a strong impact in the early game. But we saw some of the weaknesses of that Exhort Invoker. When the game goes later, he's just not that mobile. The Ice Wall was great in a few fights, but in the end, he just couldn't escape, got picked off. Faith will be the final player here for IG. He'll be playing that support Shadow Demon. Has put a lot of gold towards wards here, Observer wards and Sentry wards on him, although it looks like He was either pulled regen or he was pulled wards. But either way, IG very concerned with their vision here in the early laning stage.
Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, LGD's DDC, who played the support last game, is going to be going top solo Broodmother. A little bit of role swap. Sylar going mid with the Morphling. Ooh, a little bit different here as well. He went mid last game on the Syllabir. Xiao A is going to be playing the support Sand King from what it seems. Has a smoke ready up. Yao playing the Leshrac farming one. It's going to be on the bot lane, and it's going to be DD on the support. So this time we swap the tri-lanes here, and the Radiant will have the ability to go for a pull. This tri-lane is absolutely dangerous. Not only are they great at hero killing, they're great at tower killing as well. They have the Sentry Ward against YYF. YYF, very, very famous bounty hunter, especially going back to the days of Dota 1, and he's gonna
steal the Invis. You guys could probably tell that we're still both very amped up from that game number 1. The adrenaline coursing through our veins. So even when you see an Invis rune picked up by a bounty hunter that's always Invis, it's gonna get us excited. Now he's gonna body block the camp, and I love this decision by YYF. We'll have to see how many times he wants to block it. Sentry Ward already plopped out in the lane, and this could be trouble for him, as I don't believe he saw that being placed. DD was behind the tree line. I think he was the one. Why can't I select heroes? Okay, there we go. But this tri-lane, you talked about their pushing potential, their killing power, and here's the thing. They're up against a bounty hunter. Oh, top lane, DDC taking some harassment. Bounty hunter can do nothing to stop this push, except this trollish behavior. Now the troll low is really appropriate, pulling the creep wave all the way to the hard cap. This is going to slow down LGD if they want to go for that early Edict push.
Are they going to pull it all the way around, like a journey across the world back to his tower? Wow, this is some big pull. This. I mean, hey, he's getting the EXP that normally will be denied to him. It's going to force Yao to last it under tower, which, I mean, he is going to do it because he's a damn pro player. And of course, the Radiant's going to have free pulls. But hey, he's getting that level 2, right? So there's something.
Now, Bounty Hunter as a hero, he doesn't need to have a great time in the off lane, but I like the fact that he's doing this because I've never seen it before from a Bounty Hunter. Although it looks like he only got 2 of the creeps.
2 of the creeps got lost on the way back, and now has joined
They got fog going uphill. That's unfortunate.
Yep. Quite unfortunate indeed. On the top lane here, Broodmother handling the same situation. Sentry Wards on the ground. Faith putting a little bit harassed, but Broodmother with the web regen and a stout shield should be fine. Looking for that soul ring though to really stabilize herself in the lane. Meanwhile, Zoe just going at it with the last hits. Already got a 10 and 2 denies. Should work a little bit better in terms of nibbling the EXP of that Broodmother. For the most part though, doing very, very good. Gonna pick up a boot to speed right now for his hero.
We're definitely seeing a trade-off already. YYF, in spite of that pull attempt, still level 1. Broodmother already almost level 3 here. And sure, Zhou is farming great. He's up to 11 and 3. Broodmother not getting any creeps. We're just 1-0 at this point. But DDC is getting the levels. And if they ever leave this lane, he'll really be able to farm decently. Especially once the Sentry Ward is down. Well, maybe a bit premature to talk about leaving the lane, as Faith and Chuan both come in. Disruption to start onto the Sentry Ward. This could be our first Blood Lumi. DDC gets caught out, netted in place. He will go down. Too much chain stun, too much lockdown on Chuan with that signature jungle of his. Already hitting level 4, 2.5 minutes in. And here comes the push bottom lane. The trade-off for LGD.
That's a reply right now. That's a trade-off. They need to get this tier 1 tower. Glyph already forced out. Edict used, but they are going to get the tower regardless. I don't think they have to stop. There's no reason for them to stop. Meanwhile, on the top lane, the Dieter team has sensed that as well. They need to be pushing. Everybody dropping their spell like mana is not an issue. It really is an issue, but Ring of Basaeus is finishing on track, and here comes level 2 Edict against that tower. That's 800 mixed damage. It is reduced by armor, but look at that tower just melt against that Edict, as well as all those right-click. Radiant Glyphs on the top lane. I think they're actually going to get this tier 2 before tier 1 even drops on the top lane. Great play from LGD, and this is where they're at in the comfort zone. They are initiating, they are not initiating, but they are in charge. They are taking the fight to the enemy team and enemy base, and they are going to get the tier 2 very soon.
Right, Yao is dropping low here. Arcane Boots will be so helpful. The tier 1 does finally die top. That being last hit by Faith. He's quite wealthy for support. If he wants early Arcane Boots, he's got them. And is LGD even going to stop? I feel they could force the tier 2 back and then retreat, but we'll have to see if they want to do it. Looks like they're going to back off now. Yao is pretty low. Salving up. Arcane Boots about to be picked up. And with the Arcane Boots, it really will fuel the spam of all these nukes, as well as their ability to push even more aggressively. Tidehunter, Sand King, pretty mana dependent, and relatively low mana pools for support heroes because they are strength, but they back off, and during this time, IG are going for 2 of their own. Zhou, 900 gold in the bank, Boots already picked up on the hero, nothing on the bear just yet, and DDC being zoned off the lane, Soul Catcher and Tornado, he's got to go back to the tier 3. This tower will drop. The question is LGD breaching high ground, and they're trying to, Lumi. Oh, are they going to dive this? They're going to dive it.
eating damage, doing some on YYF, but he's going to be fine. Tower's going to be backed off. Tier 2 gets destroyed on the top, so despite the Dire team had a slower push, they eventually got the same result. Back on the mid lane though, is anybody going to come out and tell? High ground being breached on IG as well.
Bottom lane, it's
wow,
Ferrari. Ferrari
they're going to go really all the way.
Oh yeah, they are breaching high ground, like you said. Ferrari had a DD. He went bottom and was not able to find a kill, even with that DD run on an Exhort Invoker. They do force Yao to rotate back. So overall, I want to say LGD or IG are going to be pretty happy with that trade. They trade 2 for 2 with Bounty Hunter as their offlaner. They take less damage overall in their tier 3. Good trade for them. But now here's the thing for LGD, is DDC is going to get levels in far because his lane is so far pushed in. Ganking him is very risky at this point.
I definitely agree. I feel like perhaps with the 2 tower being pushed out, go and positioning wise is completely even. First thing you got to keep in mind that the Dire tier 2 on the bot lane means a lot more for Roshan purposes than the Radiant tier 2 on the top. Broodmother with this long lane of farm, I think you can sit there all day long. I mean, same thing happens with the Bounty Hunter as well, but you expect Bounty Hunter to leave the lane. And after you lost the 2 tower and then he leaves the lane, perhaps that's not the best trade-off. I hope that's making sense to all the viewers at home.
It definitely is. Bounty Hunter's almost level 6. YYF had a horrible lane. He didn't die, though. He was able to pull 2 creeps over. Not a big deal, but in the end, not dying is the goal for YYF. Almost level 6, as we were talking about. And with Bottle and Boots picked up early, he can start looking for kills. And LGD, sure, they get the early towers, but Xiao 8 level 3 right now. They didn't opt to pull too much. And this is something that we often see with the tri-lanes with multiple support heroes that need levels, is they do a little bit more pulling, a little bit less pushing early. Whereas for IG, sure, they pushed, but they had a Shadow Demon who's pulling, and here we go, mid lane, Disruption, Soul Catcher, Burrow Strike through by Xiao 8 Ferrari, no Sunstrike, not going to go for the kill there. But their support's overall much higher level, because that Enchantress was jungling, because the Shadow Demon was pulling by himself. IG's in a pretty comfortable position right now, and like you said, YYF could be the huge difference maker for IG.
He is going to be the huge difference maker. Even Broodmother is a very gankable target. Unfortunately, right now YYF doesn't have too much item show for it. Speedy Demons coming in. Boots and Bottle, I love that build item-wise. And of course, if you look at his item build, Janata as well as Shuriken Toss, as is going to be the build. The reason that he's leveling Shuriken Toss right now because his scales in damage very nicely. He can actually stop leveling up if he wants to do so, but he's looking for that level 6 right now in the Shadow Walk form, but overall it's not going to do too much in terms of harassment. He's just waiting for track, and once that track is up, look towards him to actually TP to different lanes, start getting a lot of kills.
You know, the funny thing about this as well is YYF in that off lane, generally if you get tri-lane and you're in the off lane as someone like Bounty Hunter is quite squishy, you don't even want to be near the creep wave when you see that farmer, that being Yao, but because it's a Leshrac, because he opts for Arcane Boots, he's still pretty squishy. It's Leshrac who has to be careful. There's nobody missing right now. They have to know top is... Well, I guess Enchantress is missing, but that's pretty much it. Faith off the board as well, so wisely back up. But even if these heroes were visible, I still think it's Bounty Hunter who could control this lane and force Yao back. And that's just the power of Bounty Hunter with the burst damage, the ability to go invisible at any time.
It really is, and playing against a Bounty Hunter, you don't know what build is actually against. YYF taking some big damage from the Edict, but I think he could turn around right now. Faith getting in position. Trag is going to give them the speed buff. Here we go, Sunstrike, Soul Catcher, the combo we saw from game 1. How easy that was. Bonus go 140 from Faith, as well as, of course, YYF getting a lot of that as well. Beautiful, beautiful start for YYF, despite having a tough game. And he's going to go back, farm a little bit more, teleport scroll, ready to go, and of course that Bottle, feeling that mono regen, he definitely needs that as well.
Yeah, unfortunately Ferrari won't get the bonus gold because he's not in range, but nonetheless, he's still happy to contribute to that kill. Middle lane at Sylar getting a lot of farm, and it's something we haven't talked about. Lone Druid farming like a champ as well. What does he actually have? He's gone for Tranquil Boots, Phase Boots, and Orb of Venom. Very early game oriented build from him. Although he can still farm up the Relic now, he's not rushing it, which I think is a fine choice. Against Broodmother, you definitely need that regen to stay in lane, but it will be a slightly slower Relic than he might otherwise have had, but still Morphling getting some good farm of his own, 490 gold in the bank. Power Treads, Bottle, and Wraithband picked up all the basic, cheap, cost-effective items. And generally, Sylar likes to go for BKB here, but the last time we cast him, he went for Ethereal Blade. We'll have to see which direction he goes, but either way, he's getting that far.
Yeah, BKB in this game is, the Entangle will go through, and that is an issue. Meanwhile, the initiation comes on the mid lane. It's going to be a pick stop if he hits it. He does hit it, and look at Sylar. Didn't even have a chance to actually wait for him out. Sunstrike pure damage is absolutely insane, and they do pick off the kill. And Ferrari, by the way, definitely needed that kill. That's the second game in a row on his famed Invoker Exhort style, getting outlaid on the mid. He's only got 31 CS. Sylar outlayed him 2 games in a row, 47 this game. Last game on Silver, doing a lot more as well. So I feel like Ferrari's got to pick it up. He's got the treads finished, so no phase boot. This is really different.
It's kind of a hard matchup, to be totally honest, because Morphlane, especially early on, as we see top lane track on the DDC, can they actually catch him? The Orb of Venom, the phase boots, Sunstrike, perfectly shot by Ferrari. Sure, he's not getting the lane advantage, but he's probably getting the kill here. DDC salve up, running as best he can, no entangles, but the Orb of Venom, man, that really helps out, especially with the phase boots, makes a big difference. They get another track kill, and well, you called it, Lumi. YYF likely to have a big impact this game. 2 kills he's already participated in, and expect to see many more to follow. The track gold really going to help accelerate Zhou's farm as well. Getting pretty big in his own right, and well, to go back to that mid lane discussion, the one thing that Invoker struggles with early is Morphlane can morph heavily to agility, have a lot more damage than him, even though it's Exhort Invoker, and then spam waveform, Bottle Crow a little bit if you need to. Control the rune, so I'm not too surprised the Ferrari's behind, but he should have some chance to catch up now.
Right. Now, the cool thing about YYF and his way to playing the Bounty Hunter is that he really does not need anybody. I mean, every lane that he's trying to gank always have a very good killing hero. Syllabear is not too bad when you give them the track bonus speed. Invoker definitely with Cold Snap and all that stuff. All he has to do is get into lane and everybody get rich. Himself getting the kill as well as the goal. His teammate getting track and assist goal. He sees Broodmother back, and Broodmother is suddenly in big trouble again. The next time that Broodmother reveals herself, that's when she's really perhaps will be it now.
Nope, not just yet. Look at the patience of YYF here. Just sitting top. Oh, he might have been spotted. Did DDC notice that? I don't think he did. And he comes. The track, not going to be used yet. I guess they feel there's just too much of a push right now to engage. So not going to go for it.
Patience. I mean, he's sitting there, he could be saying that he's wasting some time, but look, Faith on the bot lane is getting a lot of farm. Again, Chinese team love to make sure that support get a moderate amount of farm, but this is a big smoke gank coming on the top lane, and YYF might get caught in the crossfire. Is there any detection? No detection just yet. No, they're swinging up to the mid lane. They want dark green. Ferrari is, wow, 6th sense. He's gonna back off. He knows. Man, positioning of both teams are just perfect in this game.
This is a great time for LGD to fight. I like the timing of the smoke gank, because they have Ravage up, they have Sandcave with level 3 Burrow Strike, not quite at that maxed out Burrow Strike just yet, but plenty of lockdown. If IG get caught out, this will be a disaster of a fight for them. So, LGD not going to find a kill, but instead they're going to pressure that mid tower. And with Lestrak, they'll be able to do it quickly. The Replicant gets absolutely ganked off and picked off, but really not. I mean, it's just, that's how aggravating Replicant is. Teams are not afraid to use all their abilities to kill it off. We saw Scythe being used left and right just to pick it off last game. And this time around, it's that big combo with the Disruption and the Sunstrike.
I liked how this worked out for LGD. They didn't destroy the tier 1 tower, but they forced out a Glyph. They did about 1,000 damage to the tower, as well as forcing Zhou to TP from his top lane, which he was very comfortable in. Now down to mid, DDC's going to have a little bit of easier time to get some farm. He's having a really tough time for a Broodmother. Lost 2 tower and got ganked relentlessly by the Bounty Hunter. So I think this is a pretty good recovery for LGD. Again, not even destroying anything, but just forcing the hero movement is benefiting them so much right now.
Look at the map awareness from Yao in the bottom lane. No wards to spot this rotation. Faith and Bounty Hunter both there, but in the end, not going to actually find the kill. Zhou up to 1,500 gold, in spite of going for a... Oh, he's going... Is he going for the Aoi 2000 build here? He's got a Gloves of Haste. This could definitely be a Maelstrom. I love that Aoi 2000 build. I'm not saying that's where Zhou got it from, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did. These Chinese teams are tireless in their replay watching, in their research, and it's definitely an interesting way to play the hero. Gives you a bit more of a nice build-up than the Radiance does, and also scales pretty damn well into the late game. Here we go, though. Ferrari caught out top. He looks to be in a lot of trouble. 4-step not up. Ghost Wall. They have
detection. Dust. There's the dust. Yeah, they do see him right now. Burrow Strike. They have only a couple of seconds, but it should be more than enough to take down Ferrari. 430. Oh, Ravage going to be used as well. Didn't hit Faith. Oh, not going to actually disrupt Ferrari. Not too sure what that's about. Meanwhile, DDC is going to get picked off. Enchantress parry damaging quite a bit. The track coming out, cooldown just a couple of seconds. Gem up on Bounty Hunter. They're going way deep here for those brew kills. They are going to get the TIE Hunter as well. I love this gem pickup. It might be such an aggressive play, right? You're getting a gem. If you die and get picked off, that gem is going to be so good against you. But right now, he's using it to control the Broodmother. Trading Invoker against a TIE Hunter who used a Ravage and a Brood, I think completely worth it, especially if your team's getting 2 track kills. And look at the goal difference right now. It's starting to get a little bit out of control.
Yeah, that's the power of Bounty Hunter here. At this point, it's only about a 2k gold lead, but let's actually count the towers. How are they doing? The Radiant have knocked down 3. Meanwhile, the Dire only 2, and still it's the Dire with the big advantage. that has to be mostly coming from the track hold. And here's the thing about Gem on Bounty Hunter, more so than other heroes that would build it, is it pays for itself way more quickly, even if he loses this gem. Sure, in theory it's a 1,400 gold swing, but by the time, he only needs 4 or 5 kills to make it pay for itself. Plus, that's assuming you lose it. If you don't, man, is it a huge advantage. And just having the gem means the DDC has to be very careful, so the gem's existence on the map also pays dividends. And here we go,
well,
Lumi.
It's paying right now. Disruption on the top lane. Soul Catcher, Sunstrike, Purge. DDC just have no chance. He's trying to fight this way out, but it's not going to be enough. YYF gets the kill. He's going to have the bottom region. Skeleton walk out of there like it's never a problem.
Skeleton walk, huh?
Or Shadow Walk, man. Just call it Wind Walk. Jesus.
Yeah, it was. They made things a lot easier in Dota 1, I gotta say. But these are the days of Dota 2. It is a new era. And we can see the effect Bounty Hunter, as well as that Disruption, Soul Catcher, Sunstrike combo are having. Yao, despite being the farmer in the safe lane, getting a lot of early tower gold, a lot of early creeps, is just going for bracers, just stacking up the HP.
Ooh, Sentry Ward, they're dropping, they see YYF coming in, there's a Gush, Burrow Strike, Splitter is going to be follow. Will they kill YYF? No defensive disruption, perhaps a misclick, the gem gets dropped. Is it dropped? Did anybody pick it up? Did it destroy it?
I think did the disruption illusions kill it?
Radiant's top tower
they might have.
Attack.
No, Tidehunter's got it. Tidehunter's got it.
Okay.
That would have been sick. That's like denying an Aegis with a Venomancer ward.
Or something like that. Yep. Now DD is going to have it right now. Immediately he sees a couple wards, he is going to start dewarding. That's the downside, and it was great play. Because of this Observe ward they had on the high cliff, they saw them wrapping around. Immediate Sentry ward drops. Man, look at how quickly they're responding. LGD playing rather well, but they gotta play a lot better because YYF, even losing though the gem, is still gonna poke and prod and look for ways to help his team by getting more kills.
Yeah, despite losing the gem, I mean, it did pay for itself, but it put a lot of pressure on the enemy team while it was up. They got a couple kills, and not a great investment because of how early he lost it, but if they get it back, they'll be pretty happy. Now, getting it back is going to be tough because Tidehunter is easily the best hero in this game to carry it. So tanky if you ever initiate on him. Kraken Shell into Ravage and Anchor Smash to follow, especially against multiple melee damage dealers, that being the Bounty Hunter and the Spirit Bear, and the Low Druid hero for that matter. That's going to be trouble. Here we go, mid lane, they try to push. Can they get any momentum going? It doesn't really look like a tower will be in deny range. Oh, they got to go for this now. Or they're just going to let it be denied. It looks like they will. Kind of a misplay there from Chuan, auto-attacking the tower with his creeps instead of just... and pushing it with the tornado. And in the end, will be denied. Still, tower claimed, and the more towers that go down, the more space there will be for YYF to roam around and do his thing.
It really is about the space. I'm glad you brought that up. Sure, the 500 gold that you lost is, you know, it hurts you a little bit, but for the most part, the fact that you could bypass River with Windwalk or Shadow Walk is so big. And it looks like that is YYF perhaps going to get ganked because the Smoke team is in position. They have the gem, so the site is there. YYF backing off for now, having a 6th sense, but he is going to reveal himself under the tower. Now perhaps it will be his death.
Oh, this could be a disaster for either team, depending on who blinks first. LGD is going to charge in. They will get YYF, but caught out under the tower. This could be bad. Disruption will be there in time. No, Epicenter is going to hit. Ravage available, and DD doesn't want to use it just yet. Meanwhile, the backstep by Ferrari and Chuan doing some damage to Yao. The Courier caught out in the middle of it. Nobody dying just yet. Sunstrike coming in is going to hit on Xiao. It lifts with 20 HP. So you need, where's the gem when you need it? The poison will do the damage, and now Xiao in the front lines. The Bear does have the Maelstrom up, and this is the power of that Maelstrom. Already a big damage item up on the Spirit Bear. Not rating for the Relic just yet, although he would just about have it now if he wanted it. And Phase Boots on the Bear. The auto attacks coming in. Yao taking some damage. Will it be enough? The chase continues, but where's the track? Where's the lockdown? This team's very loud. There you go, Ravage on 4. Great Ravage, 4-step, double force away, I believe. Chuan survives, and now DD caught out. That gem is going back to the side of IG, immediately picked up, and now it's Sylar on the front foot, charging it. Once Ferrari, one more auto tech. They have some sort of detection onto him. He goes down, and now it's Faith trying to run away. Sylar, man fighting here with Zhou. Really not a man, but he's going to do his best impression anyway. The Bear doing a little too much. There's your track. Sylar looks to be absolutely screwed. Soul Catcher replicates backwards, and Chuan catches him, follows the replicate, tracks him down, picks him off. Fight not over just yet. Disruption. Another engagement, this time on the Xiao 8. The gem is up again, and that means Xiao 8 absolutely screwed. Now the gem is definitely paid for itself. Triple kill for Faith of all heroes. A lot of track hold at the end there.
Wow, man. 4-12 in the favor of the Dire team. It looked really good for LGD in the beginning team fight. Ravage catting off everybody. But the great force staff, I think it was a single force staff, but Enchantress got glitched out on the cliff or something like that and forced all the way in the trees.
Did the enemy
but it worked out fine. What?
No, yeah, you're right. It must have been a single because there's only the one up. And
right.
Who actually has that?
It was a pretty good, big glyph that worked in the advantage of the Dire team. But yeah, they won that big team fight. Again, Ferrari not having too much effect in these fights. That Ice Wall was pretty good in terms of delaying it. But Morphling has a BKB finish, and that's their big item. The question is, will that be enough? Track will keep, allow enemy to run away from the Morphling. And of course, you cannot forget about the Entangles from Spirit Bear. Normally, Entangle is a big thing. In this game, it's a huge thing because look at the attack speed that he's getting from it. He has the Phase Speed to catch up. He has a Maelstrom, a Hyperstone, which is going to be turned into a Mjolnir, as well as an Orb of Venom. This is as stacked of a Spirit Bear I've seen in a long while, and this is
having
kind
a
of definition of. Yep.
How are they going to initiate on this guy? They can't, and they can't ignore him either because, I mean, it's the mass entangles. Once track is up on any hero, Joe will find you and pick you off, and that makes things very dicey for LGD. For LGD, I think the name of the game here is farm up your next set of big items, try and avoid direct confrontations, spread the map as best you can. DDC doing the ROTK build here, opting for a Hand of Midas. The Chinese Broodmothers really love this build. Although I have to be honest, Lumi, it has not been working for anyone recently, but it is a way to claw your way back into the game to try and keep up the track hold if you're left alone. The real question is IG going to leave this Brood alone? I don't think so, but maybe DDC will be a bit too ninja for them.
Yeah, generally you want them to pull you when you're playing the Brood. You want them to be in your lane all the time, so your teammate could do other stuff all over the map. In this game, you just want to be left alone, man. You don't want you to harass him all day. But look at how defensive he's staying in. But the fact that he doesn't see the bounty hunter, he has no idea where the gem is because the gate could be fast. Well, Zoe is holding it right now, and Zoe looking for the push. YYF in position as well as the rest of the team. They are going to just get a free tier 1. Here's one of the issues when you're playing a Broodmother, is that your team is expected to play 4v5, and they can't at this stage because YYF is too fat. Zoe is too fat. Zoe, by the way, would have go for his Mjolnir if he wants to pick it up now. Does he even need it? I don't think so. Look at how quickly they're mowing down that freeway.
I believe the normal build is you go back for an Assault Cuirass and you complete the Mjolnir later because you can't actually use the active without a point booster. I think that's what Alex does. Burrow Strike on the Bear. The two heroes as well. Will it be enough though? The Ravage available. Not being used as a deafening blast the meteor. Ravage hits on everybody except for Ferrari. Waveform and Sylar. His signature BKB picked up. Track onto him. But this Bear doing a little bit too much damage. Joe comes back to life. Will immediately morph. He gets into the True Form. And the Bear just chasing you out of the edge of the earth. Waveform away. Sylar not going to escape from this one. Cold Snap. And IG cruise control to victory. The age is absolutely essential there. Now they're going to get a tier 2. When you lose a fight this early, you might be looking at Rex.
Yep, Broodmother can't really do too much. At least she's forcing a TP on the top lane, but that's just a very, very small thing. The rest of IG squad will keep on pushing. Having an Aegis on Silver works out very nicely when your bear is still alive and right-clicking, because your bear doesn't go away when you're dying. And when you have the AOE 2000 build, when you have Maelstrom Hyperstone on that bear, it is actually like killing a Silver hero means nothing. Look at half the HP of the Sand King just went down. He just doesn't care. Sosa says, oh yeah, Tahati, no problem. Gonna right-click you down.
This bear is out of control! The 11k gold earned 4-0-7 as a lone druid. The lone druid we saw last game, sure he ended up carrying, but man, he did not have this kind of impact early on. This build, it offers you so much more in the early stages of the game, a much better build-up. Maybe not as much in split-pushing scenarios, but the fight, it is still breaking out. The tower being sieged. Chuan just balls deep on the high ground. But the bear, look at the positioning by Zhou. Always on the low ground, but the bear up in front, doing the damage, and it gets away. That cooldown essential. The Spirit Bear is very, very stacked, but not dead. He can send it back to base now if he needs to. And then heal it up. It's looking good for IG. This kind of a start, this kind of a lead. With a hero like Bounty Hunter and Lone Druid who can keep the lanes pushed, always be a threat to solo kill you. Not to mention Ferrari, who's not far off a sight device. IG in firm control of this game. We may be seeing a very quick game 2 after an epic drawn-out game number 1.
Well, you don't ever want to count out LGD, man. We counted them out last game.
I don't think we counted them out. We had them on the back foot. We definitely had them on the back foot.
Yeah, they definitely was in the back foot. And if one team could make a comeback, it's LGD. And they have the hero to do it. They have the player to do it. Sylar on the Morphling. BKB picked up 1,200 gold in the bank. But just imagine you are the support of LGD. What do? You try to go out and ward. There's a bounty hunter right there. You try to actually place down your wards. There's a gem to de-ward you. It just feels like a very, very difficult position to ever make some comeback. You need sight against a team like that. But you can't get the sight. And here we go, YYF and his team threatening to push tier 2 mid. Track's just going to review everybody as well as providing the increased movement speed. And here comes the biggest beast of them all, the Lone Druid.
LGD, this is a huge race against the clock because they have 3 BKBs. They're trying to build. Oh! Offensive 4-step from Ferrari! His signature initiation gets the pick off, and now they're going to go high ground. And without that Leshrac, their big damage dealer, no buyback. Even if a perfect Ravage hits, maybe an Epicenter will be enough, but a Ravage alone won't do a thing. And it is available, but that Rax, not long for this world. IG, they get one pick, that one claimed by Ferrari, and now it's looking like LGD are going to lose at least 1, if not 2. IG in firm command of this game now. What a pick-off by Ferrari there.
Yep, the top bot tower in trouble as well. Now the Alacrity online as well as the Battle Cry. Jesus, this bear just by itself, it can take down Horak. DD's going to run in for the Ravage. Not going to catch a Hero Syllabear, and they're going to go right on DD. DD goes down the track. Still doing work. Double damage of YYF. Gets yet another melee Rax. We're 25 minutes in. GG's get the call. 40-20. That's the final score. We're going to Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an exciting broadcast day of the Beyond Summit World Tour. Of course, this is Luminous and LGD from DittoComputers.com. We're going to Game 3. Hope you guys stick around and enjoyed that one as well. But for now, this is LD and Luminous signing out to you guys.